At the beginning, it was the idea that someone was writing about small-town life in a way which was sociologically accurate, but yet was lifting the language so that it was heightened, poetic. It was molded so that it reached certain heights and then went down again, almost as though he were writing a cantata as much as a piece of theatre, so that it wasn't rarefied because it was rooted. Nonetheless, it lifted you. And it had a sense then of merging a theatrical talent, a sense of the theatre, a sense of what can happen on the stage that will matter to the audience, that was transformative and that made many things possible. And that you came out of the theatre thinking that not only in your own life, but in the life of the country, certain things were now opened that had not been opened before. I think Brian Fallon has a marvellous description of what an Irish town means in his book on Tony O'Malley, where he talks about the idea of ritual, the relationship, especially within the Catholic community, say in Southern Ireland, to the graveyard, to birth, marriage and death, a sort of sense of almost of fate, of knowing who's buried where, who went to England when, who came back, who didn't, whose sister is who, and that actually allows for a certain intimacy and sense of ritual within, say, that Enniscorthy or Tuam, those towns, 6,000 to 7,000 people, with a sense also, which is, I think, in Tom Murphy is very acute, of how class works, of who owns what, of what the doctor does, of who owns shops, of who works in factories, of who goes to the tech, of who goes to the Christian Brothers, of who goes to boarding school, and of the way then in which your life, you know, being the idea of being thick, the idea of being an outsider, the idea of being not let into the dance hall on a given night by a bouncer who knows you, that will never be forgotten or forgiven, and what the energy, the sort of resentment that releases. That's something I think that anyone who comes from those towns knows and understands.